I was inspired to make this video after seeing an advertisement on one of my videos on YouTube, and it was for sunscreen, one of those elaborate type adverts that you see on YouTube these days. And you know, the thing is, with advertisements, we can't get away from them unless we're a hermit that lives in a forest and has no communication with the outside world. We're going to be inundated with advertisements. As soon as we open our laptop, as soon as we go on Facebook, YouTube, our email server, there's advertisements all over the place. As soon as we open the newspaper, a magazine, advertisements, turn on the TV, we're driving on our car, we turn on the radio, there's advertisements, we look up, there's billboards on the side of the road, advertisements, we drive past different shops, supermarkets, restaurants, there's advertisements. We go into the supermarkets, we just want to get one certain thing, but suddenly there's a message over the speaker system advertising something, some special offer or something. So, you know, there's advertisements everywhere, there's just no getting away from them. So what's important to realize and to understand is to have an awareness that we are inundated with these things, and how to protect ourselves from becoming a victim to the advertisements and becoming one of these consumers who just consume stuff. Because most of the time the advertisements that are there, they're trying to sell us something that we don't need. Most of the times they're trying to sell us something that we don't need, and that's generally not good for our health. Obviously sometimes it is, but generally stuff we don't need and stuff that's not good for our health. All the, you know, the fast foods, all the different lotions and potions and chemicals and, you know, things like that. And this one in particular was for sunscreen. So I saw it come up and I thought I'll have a look at this one, just see what this one's about. And it was one of those elaborate adverts where it basically showed this kid putting sunscreen on, and then they took this type of camera lens that showed up all the patches that he missed, all these patches that he'd missed over his face and arms and body, etc. And so they said, okay, well, he's only putting on a very little amount, and you need to put on about 4 times this amount. And they're showing these large amounts of sunscreen to cover the whole body, and saying how important it is to cover every inch of the body with the sunscreen. Obviously it's a good way to sell more sunscreen. If you're using up more, you know, you're buying more of their product. But to me, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this is because there's no way I put sunscreen on my body, and I thought it'd be an appropriate time, especially in the northern hemisphere right now. We're coming into summer, and so many people that are into health, into nutrition, into fitness, things like that, they're still putting all these chemicals on their body, they're still putting all these sunscreens on their body. I went to like a health retreat a little while ago, and was at a person's house, and I went into the bathroom, and it was just all these different potions and lotions and everything for washing and, you know, putting on the skin and everything, and just a big load of chemicals. And these are people that are supposed to understand about health, but this is one part of health that a lot of people don't quite get. It's basically whatever you put on your skin gets absorbed through into your bloodstream, because your skin is a semi-permeable membrane. So that basically means anything you put on it goes into the fat cells, goes into the bloodstream, goes into the soft tissues of the body, goes into the organs, goes into the brain. And these are toxic chemicals. You know, there's no two ways about it. They're toxic chemicals. You know, you couldn't get a bottle of sunscreen and drink the whole thing. If you didn't die, you would be violently sick from it. Your body would just say, no, I don't want that stuff in it. It would be violently sick. If you didn't die, you might die. But when you put it on your skin, especially if you're putting it head to foot, like they're suggesting in this advertisement, you know, it's seeping in, and it's slowly poisoning you without you even knowing it. Do it enough times, and you know, there's a lot of people out there, the supposed professional scientists, etc., saying, you know, the sun gives you cancer. But I would be more cautious of the actual sunscreens potentially giving cancer than the actual sun itself. And then people say, well, look at the statistics. The countries where the sun is out the most, where people get the most sun, these are the countries where people are getting the most skin cancer. But if you also look at those countries, they're also the countries that use the most sunscreen. And they're also the countries that have the most barbecues. And so if you're eating this charred flesh of an animal, which is carcinogenic. You know, this is what pretty much everyone agrees on now, that charred flesh is carcinogenic, means it's cancer giving. So maybe these could be huge contributing factors to the folks that are getting skin cancer, would be the sunscreens that they're putting on the body, plus all the barbecued food that they're eating as well, rather than making the sun the bad guy. You know, it's all protect yourself from the sun. If the sun wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. The only reason we're here is because the sun is here and it's at a certain distance from the earth that can promote life here. You know, that's why we're here. The sun is absolutely incredible, and we need the sun, and we need to be in the sun every single day, if we can be. If we can get 15 to 30 minutes of sun every single day on our skin, you know, that is health promoting. That's going to give us health. We don't need to be afraid of the sun. We need to be in the sun. At the same time, we don't want to get burnt. We don't want to get our skin burnt from the sun. You know, the saying goes, only mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. So 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening of sun, perfect. You know, we're going to be getting our essential nutrients, our vitamin D, also other nutrients in the body are magnified by the sun. We get that feel-good factor, lifts depression being in the sun. So the sun is very important. So then you might think, well, what do we do then? If you can get round to this way of thinking of, you know, we need the sun, and the sun is good for us. We don't need to protect ourselves from the sun, but we need to get more sun, most of us. And maybe we don't want to wear the sunscreens. Then what do? Well, we can wear like a long-sleeved, you know, white shirt or something. Just like wear a hat for children. People think, well, it's irresponsible if I don't put sunscreen on my child. Well, you can get these like UV ray like shirts now. You can get like full body suits of UV ray to you know, stop the UV rays coming in and the child getting burnt. But again, it's important for the children to get the sun as well. But of course, nobody wants to get burnt. So you got to use your sense and to know that, okay, I've had my 20 minutes, time to go in now, time to get out of the sun, build it up slowly. But as for the sunscreens and all this, there's advertising around them, and so many people that are into health, into diet, into nutrition, into fitness, that are still whacking on the sunscreen. There's another way, you know, wear a hat. Look at the you know, the nomads in the desert. The nomads in the desert aren't putting sunscreen on. It's, you know, 115 degrees in the desert, but they don't think, oh, I need to go have my shirt off. You know, they're just wearing white clothing. It's covering their body, nice light cotton clothing. They're wearing the bits down the back of the neck so they don't get the back of the neck burnt. So just be sensible about it. You know, look what the natives do to so they don't get burnt by the sun, but at the same time get enough sun that it's good for them. So I hope that made some sense. Like I said, I wouldn't use sunscreen. It's up to you whether you use it or not, but make an informed decision about it. My name is Matthew Armstrong. Tune in next time.